Okay, well, even if you don't think so, I hope that you do it. Okay, I would like everyone to please stand up for Alright, now I want you all to raise your right hand. Okay, I want you to repeat after me. I promise that I will do my best to not fall asleep so that Christine does not feel like a total shit. Okay, thank you. Okay, so my husband up there just got that on camera, so you guys are stuck to that oath now. Okay, so why am I here? Obviously, you're in DME in the real world, right? This is where you learn about what some of the graduates do after they graduate, or they come and tell you their best pieces of advice to try to save you time and the pain and the misery that they experience after they graduate. And I think you've never had a revelation coach come and speak here, and that's what I am. I'm a revelation coach. What is that, though? I help people to achieve their dreams by helping them break down their internal obstacles. Sounds kind of easy, right? But it's really not. None of my clients have ever been the same. Their motivations, their desires, their wishes, and their dreams have all been very different. And they've been in different areas of their life, too. It's been in their work life, their professional life. It's been in their personal lives. It has to do with love, with significant others, or lack of, married or not, with relationships with their parents, relationships with their friends, or just other people that they love. And I help them with those things. It's not for the people who don't have courage either. I know sometimes there's a stigma when it comes to the areas of therapy and psychology. The same thing applies to coaching. There's a stigma that only stupid people or weak people hire a coach. But it's actually just the opposite. It's kind of like those Olympians. You know, we just had the Olympics, right? Those people are very accomplished athletes, right? But almost all of them have coaches. Why? Why do they have coaches? It's not like they really need help to do some of the moves, especially with these winter games when they were doing flips. Most of those coaches can't do one fucking flip in their life. But why do they have these people who don't know what to do, what they're doing, around all the time? It's because they recognize the fact that sometimes you, as brilliant as you are, you have stupid, idiotic, waste of time thoughts. And coaches help you get out of it. They help you have the mental mindset to reach your best faster. Why else am I here? I'm here because when the Johns Hopkins University invites you to come and speak at their school, you do it. Okay? You guys are not stupid. You are the brightest students in the world. You are in the #1 biomedical engineering program in the world. Some of you recognize that, and I know that because of what I read in your surveys. Some of you might not, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. But I recognize that. And so I feel pretty honored to be here. Pretty honored that Kathy called me to be here. And it's going to look amazing in front of you, too. Also, I'm here to change at least one of your lives. There's, I think, 150 of them, right? Even. And the likelihood that I'm going to change all of your lives is probably not very realistic. But I'm a coach, and I change people's lives almost every day. It's something that really excites me. And maybe it's a selfish thing, but I'm here to change at least one of your lives. I'm also here to do something I've never done before, which is to deliver the most compact mass coaching session I've ever given. When I coach people, I do it one-on-one. And I coach them for 2 hours at a time when we first meet. And believe it or not long enough. I make it 2 hours so that it's long enough to where we can get into things, but also not too long where I'm also falling asleep or they're just too in their heads. It's most of the time not long enough. But don't worry, you won't be here for 2 hours. So why should you guys love me right now? You should love me because I used to have another presentation before Friday. And as I practiced, I was only halfway done, and it was 50 minutes at the time. So I trashed it. Yay! Okay, so as of Saturday, I had absolutely nothing to talk about. And I've known that I've been coming here since January. So anyways, since Friday, what happened? Since Friday, let me tell you what I did on Friday, actually. This is what I did. Can you guys see that? It's kind of really white, right? But this is a graph. Can you see it? Go like this or something. Okay, cool. Okay, then there's 4 poles. I don't know if you can see them. They're like big tree trunks, right? And then there's wires and it's like a mess of wires, basically. But what this is it's a rope course. And the highest level is 60 feet in the air. That's 4 stories. No, 6 stories, right? 6 stories, 10 feet, 60 feet, right? 60 feet, 6 stories. This is a 6-story building right there. I'm at the very top with a guy that works at this ropes course. And I was there, you can see 2 of them, but I was there with my husband and his high school. He teaches at a high school. I did a ropes course when I was 16, but nothing like this. And I did the whole thing, and I was scared shitless. And I jumped off of that thing. I actually did a flip, which I'm super proud of because I was, like I said, scared shitless. But when I got there and I was around all of the students, I learned something that I kind of forgot. You guys know time, right? Time goes by and the years pass, and I kind of forgot that for some reason. I feel like I'm still in high school sometimes, but I learned that I'm old. I'm old, you guys. I know Kathy's telling me that I'm not that old, but I'm old compared to you guys, and I feel really old. But I learned that I'm old. And so my original speech was kind of retarded when I thought about the fact that I'm older now. I also learned that I have a lot of lessons. It was really hard for me to decide what to tell you guys at all. I mean, think about it. If you had the chance to go back to your high school, what would you tell the kids? How many lessons have you learned since you've been here? I know there's like a couple of seniors in here and you guys have way more, but even for you freshmen in your 2nd semester, you guys have learned a shitload of things. And not just academically, but in life, right? You've learned a lot about yourselves. So what the hell do you tell everybody? Well, I saw 3 things in my life that kept repeating. As I was practicing my old speech, I saw 3 lessons that kept repeating. And that's what I want to focus on today. Those 3 lessons. So here's your instructions for today. I'm going to show you a list of titles depicting different stories for each lesson. Different stories in my life. And then I want you to pick one so that I can tell you that one. Otherwise, we'll be here for 2 hours. Okay? So this is for lesson number 1. There's 4 different stories, as you can see. So by vote, by just yelling it out, tell me which story you want to hear. Go. World War I. This is my favorite. It's not really my favorite. It's the most impactful. I would put it that way. Okay, so World War I has nothing to do with the war, but it felt like World War I in my life. I'm going to walk over here just so you can see me. I think I'm dry now. World War I happened to me when I was a junior in college, when I was here at Hopkins. World War I was the biggest fight I ever had with my parents. World War I happened because in my first 2 years of college, actually let me rewind a little bit more. When I got to Hopkins, I was a very different person. I went to a religious high school. you guys know, college does things to you. It changes everything you ever thought was right. It changes your perspective on who you are as a person. You take your first drink, maybe two, maybe more. You try some drugs, maybe more, maybe not. I mean, it depends on who you are, right? But your experiences drastically change who you are. And then put on top of that an academically aggressive program. And professors who I think are still here, like Dr. Shugas and Dr. Allen, who tell you things that you never knew or existed or thought of before, and totally change your view on academics itself. So by the time I was a junior in college, I realized that I didn't want to be a doctor. And that made me really nervous and really scared. Because the one reason why my parents brought me here and were paying the ridiculously amount of money every quarter or semester, I mean, was because I was going to be a doctor. And my parents scared the shit out of me. Actually, my dad was the worst one. Scared me half to death. So even thinking about the fact that I had to tell him that I didn't want to be a doctor was really scary, and I was really right. Because once I told my parents, we got in the biggest fight of our lives. They told me things in anger that were very hurtful, and I know that I told them things in anger that were very hurtful.